As a man, would you rather be emotionally vulnerable with a woman or a tree? A woman, obviously. Now, I don't think this is a great question, nor is it asked in good faith. It's simply an attempt by men to hijack the man-bear conversation, center it on themselves, and use it to score points against women. But that said, I do still think it's interesting and worth talking about. See, the man or bear question works because it puts one of the most fearsome, terrifying creatures a woman can face against a bear. I'm just playing, sort of. The reason it's so evocative is because the answer shouldn't be the bear. Devoid of any context, the bear should be more of a danger. It is shocking. It provokes an emotional response entirely because the man, who should obviously be the safer option, is, through a lifetime of experience, viewed by women as more threatening and concerning. So now let's look at woman versus tree. Yes, there is a danger to being emotionally vulnerable. That is the definition of vulnerability, putting yourself in a place where you could be harmed. But where is the danger in being emotionally vulnerable to a tree? There is no danger. Men are collectively asking themselves, which would you prefer, danger or no danger, and then collectively patting themselves on the back for all coming up with the answer, no danger. Now, what I find most interesting about this question is while that women's primary concern is living a life free from harassment, from violence, from SA, from grape, the primary concern for men is being emotionally vulnerable, but without any of the risk. Rejecting the vulnerability part of their own question. Not only that, but the horrible fate men have found to compare this to, their equivalent of being mauled by a bear, if you will, is talking to a tree. Being ignored and not listened to. That is their great fear. Now, I think both of these, the fear that being vulnerable will lead to being harmed and the fear of being ignored, are amazing conversations that men indeed do need to be having. Threads that should be pulled on and explored as they tie directly into everything we talk about here. Men's isolation, loneliness, the struggle to connect, the feeling of being disposable and discarded. But those threads won't be explored. They'll be ignored because the concern is never actually about men's mental health. We're not ready to approach these topics in good faith, to have these kinds of conversations. It is just about point scoring against women. Try again in November, I guess.